Alright, there was a new update
But one of their research teams
to Icarus,
kind of
which
never made
changes
it
the
to their
temperature,
supply drops,
which
which happens, but
is actually
this
important for
is a problem.
speedrunning.
Because
Because
whatever's
if you
in
get
those
too
crates,
cold, you
they want
get
it
a
back
movement
real
speed
bad.
decrease, which will reduce your will increase the speedrunning time. So my question is now, are the old speedruns still beatable? Can you still get through them without losing time? Can you beat the current record times? Because if you can't, I would be inclined to put the old speedruns away
They're in deep on Icarus,
into
but the last team they sent down
into
never
storage.
came back.
Like you can
Didn't make it to their
delist
supply
them for
drops. And
speedruns.com,
apparently,
and you
what's
will
in those crates is valuable enough to send
only
someone in after
see speedruns after the
They've been
patch,
real quiet about what it is.
which
So check
I
it
am
out.
inclined to do,
Get started.
but
Stay sharp.
first I will have to do a little bit of testing. This is just a quick update video that I did notice, and I am not sure what to do right now with the information. For example, I have tried this mission a few times now, and it has wildly different outcomes every time I tried it, for now. Because the new code mechanic means that you have an additional cold buff. After the normal getting cold, you will get frosty, and the frosty one is the one that will reduce your movement speed. Which, why can't I make this? Which will slow down your speedruns. If you have any idea how I should go with this, if I should remove those those previous times and now only allow times after this patch, write it down in the comments. I am still investigating because right now I only have the first debuff. The first debuff just lowers your stamina, and I wouldn't take away the other times if that's all that happens on a speedrun. Just having a little bit reduced stamina just means that you have to be a bit more careful with your jumps, with your runs. You have to be a bit more careful about the selection of what you take to the surface and what you do when, but it does not affect the actual time that you will have. You can, because of the additional dropship slots, take a few stamina buffs with you, and that should make it possible to get a reasonable time. I mean, a new world record time if you figure out a better moveset or a better route or a better strategy. But the second buff is the 50% reduced movement speed. The second debuff. So with 50% reduced movement speed through the Arctic, you are very unlikely to get a better time.
They didn't exactly say what to look for.
It is almost impossible, I would say,
whatever that is,
because those short missions like these ones are very optimized already. Well, probably not for the 90% category, because there are a lot of unstuck tricks that you could try. But yeah, otherwise they are quite optimized. I feel like this didn't stick yet. Alright. They changed the movement speed glitch a bit, so that you have to actually equip something else for a brief moment before you can re-equip the spear. But it works other way. It just works like it worked before otherwise, so yeah, that's not a problem. The time you need to get the frosty debuff which reduces your movement speed, seems to be a little bit random. And this might kill me now. No, it does not. Okay. It seems to be a little bit random. It is on my first try. I actually got it really fast, which made me just consider instantly removing all the other speedrun times for this patch, because yeah, if you just go in here, instantly get 50% debuff to your movement speed, that speedruns, those speedrun times are not possible. But as you can see now, I am already at almost the second objective, and I haven't got the reduced movement speed yet. And yeah, there were runs where I didn't get it at all. Got through the whole mission, not having debuff a single time, and just having to deal with a little bit less stamina, which is completely fine. This should not be a problem to getting better times. In the glitchless category, you actually have to get back all this way, but it is not so crucial to be at the absolute top end of the speed, so you don't actually use the speed glitch to get additional movement speed, which means that you can equip a torch and you can burn yourself with a torch to run to get your freezing, to get your temperature up and reset the timer on the freezing, which should mean that you will take a little bit more damage, which is completely fine. That shouldn't stop a good time, but you will need to slow yourself down by 10% for a short time, just so you can set yourself on fire. This shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to still get through missions like these. I am trying to think of longer missions that would be affected. If you can think of a mission that would be affected by having this debuff of 15% movement speed, which, like right now, you can see that we didn't get it. Still not coming. We have the Arctic Master talent on this character, which gives us additional 15% of cold resistance, which, as you can see, is for the temperature scale not that much, but for the internal calculations seems to delay the frosty debuff for quite a long time. And as you can see, the time that I have right now, this is absolutely just the not perfect spawn location and me just not being completely concentrated on the run.
Good find. It's what they're looking for.
It is entirely within reason to think that you can beat the world record time if you are concentrated and have a good spawn location.
I don't know. I've been around, and I've never seen. Good find.
Because we will be just a few seconds slower right now, and we didn't get the actual debuff for the movement speed.
You feel like there's something they're not telling
And we're
us.
still within 16 seconds.
I've never seen anything like that.
So yeah, I still have to do a lot more testing,
It's over.
but now you know what's up.
Came to do.
You can, if you are speedrunning or if you're planning to speedrun, just tell me what you think about this change. It doesn't seem to affect the shorter speedruns very much. It might have an effect of longer speedruns, but really there aren't a lot of those. There are not a lot of long speedruns that actually involve you running a lot. You have some speedruns which involve a lot of building, like, for example, the Payday Extraction mission. You have to build a lot, but you don't have to do that in the Arctic biome, so you can. So the running isn't that important. You have a few that are quite a lot in the Arctic biome, like the Ice Storm Expedition. But this is a special case. I might just remove these times for before this patch. But I'm also not sure because you can set yourself on fire during this mission, and you don't actually need to stay with the beacon, with the scanner during the storms, so you can run back. But I haven't actually tested this out yet. For other missions like the Firewalk delivery mission, that's just the same as the Snow Crash hard recovery mission. You don't get the buff for that short amount of distance. The debuff for that short amount of distance. There are missions like Voyager Recovery, where you have to go through the Arctic biome twice and for quite a long time. But there are no times for that yet. So yeah, if you wanted to submit one with the old patch, I guess that's tough luck now, but yeah, there are no times for this yet. And the new cryogenic research mission does also involve a long time running through the Arctic and a little bit in the desert, but I don't think the desert is that much of a problem because you can always cool down with a bit of water or jumping into the water. And during this mission in particular, you will actually run through the Arctic and can pick up a little bit of ice for the desert. So really, for this update, if it comes to speedrunning, only the Arctic is really affected. And it is only affected mainly on longer runs through the Arctic, which there aren't a lot of missions where you need to do this, except for the Ice Storm Expedition, where you spend a lot of time in the Arctic because there's also storms, so this might be affected, but I have to look for this. And the Searchlight Scan mission, as well as the Snowblind Scan, where you will need to spend additional time in the Arctic to scan. But while you are scanning, you are stationary, so you can warm up or set yourself on fire to warm up. So this should not be affected, especially on the any percent run where you can always just teleport back and don't need to run the longer way back. So there shouldn't really be any differences, but if you have any idea why the speedruns should now be more difficult or the overall speed of the speedrun would be differently affected from the new temperature system, please let me know. I haven't tried out any desert missions right now, so I don't know how difficult that is. I will try to verify a few times, like the Snow Crash hard recovery, any percent time. This shows me that there's absolutely no difference. The 16 seconds is just the unfavorable spawn. If you spawn really close to the canyon, you can save up to a minute of running, because that is the slowest running section overall, and especially for the glitchless run, it really saves over a minute of time just for the spawn duration. So the 16 seconds just means that this mission is exactly as fast as it used to be. But of course, longer missions in the Arctic might be affected differently. And if there's also different things that the temperature system changed, please let me know. Maybe maybe there's a different change to how the storms affect you that I haven't noticed yet. If you know anything about the speedruns that would be affected, please write down in the comments or on speedrun.com in the forums. I am rambling quite a bit, but I'm also not really sure what to do now with the new temperature changes because they don't seem to do anything. So for right now, I won't do anything. The old times still stand, and I will just continue doing speedruns on new missions and maybe some 80% runs on older missions. But yeah, that's just a quick update. I have a long video over 2.5 hours for tomorrow, which will be agriculture supply stockpile, which is a very, very chilled and relaxed speedrun, which I think a lot of people can just try themselves and probably beat my time because I was very relaxed on that one and I could have prepared a bit better. If you count out things and if you have someone or if you just can do this in your head, you can probably get a really great time on that. So stay tuned for this tomorrow. It is a very, very chilled speedrun. And I was also rambling for, I think, a bit over 2 hours on that one. So if you want to hear me rambling about the game and what's good in it and what changed in the last update, yeah, you can watch this tomorrow. Alright, thank you for watching. Just again, if you have any idea what could be different in speedrunning now, or if you have a speedrun of your own that shows the problems with the new debuff, just let me know. I will answer every single comment or question. And yeah, have a good day. Goodbye.